Yo, I don't think I'm built like the old school. Like I don't think I'm built like the old school folks no more. You know, and my mom used to tell me stories. And granted, my mom and pop, they've been married for well over 40 years now.
Hmm.
And you know that, and I think like yeah, part of that is rooted in love. But then my mom used to always tell me stories about like my grandma. My grandma name was Lurleen Dixon. She had a real just like strong,
Lurleen is a Jamaican
just a
name.
Sure
strong
is.
Jamaican name.
Literally. That's
My
definitely
my like,
strong.
like my grandma was a strong Jamaican woman. Okay, and it's funny
Sound
because
it.
she's telling me stories about her mother and my grandpa, and she would say like my grandpa used to come into the crib sometimes drunk, and they would fist fight. You know what I'm saying? But especially like if dinner was no, I'm lying. My grandma would come from out of the street, and they would fist fight. Because he would be like, "Where you was at? And why dinner not ready?" type of shit. And they would fight, and my mom and her siblings would be watching, them fight. And then after they fight, my grandma would go and fix dinner, and then make her husband a plate, and then feed the kids or whatnot.
Here you go, babe.
Thank you, babe.
You're welcome. Salad with blue cheese dressing. Crumbles. Fried red snapper.
And it was like a a system that was recreated almost every time that my grandma came home. Like, my grandma, she running the streets probably. I don't know, but it made me think like, damn, is that love? Because I'm not built like that. I'm out probably on like the first fist fight maybe. I'm not.
Right.
I'm not built like the old school head. I'm
Facts.
being honest.
Not at all.
So,
Facts.
Yeah.
yeah.
Nah, that's because a lot. I'm gonna be honest with you, especially in those times right there. Love was it was about safety. I'm not even going to when I say not as far as
Providing, I think.
fighting. I'm talking about when I'm talking about safety. I'm talking about always having a roof over your head. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying? Always having
providing.
clothes on your back. Always having something, and that felt like love back then. But I'm gonna be honest with you, like I'm leaving on the first fist fight too. I'm with you, Flash. I'm with it.
Yeah.
You know what I
I'm
mean?
not
I'm
built
not
like that
fist
old
fighting
school
with my
love.
chick.
That
You
old
real
school love
shit. Like,
different.
I'm not fist
I-
fighting
I-
with you. I'm sorry.
Yo, Flash,
Being honest.
I think when you said that, what made me think about was like, do you think that she stayed because she had no choice? Like, because when I think about like options, right, and society has changed tremendously, right? Specifically for women, right? Women are doing a lot more things that they weren't doing back in those days,
Education.
right? The salary gap is completely
Jobs.
different. Like they can vote now. They have autonomy of their body in certain states. We're still working on that. But in terms of like freedom, right, is drastically different from then to now. So my question is, do you think that she would have stuck around now, given the circumstances?
Oh, so now I don't know if you heard me the first time. My grandma got a strong Lurleen Dixon. So when I say like she would come home, it's because she had like boyfriends and shit.
The
And when she would
epitome
come
of that
home,
name.
don't think she was losing them fights, my nigga. My grandma, she was a fighter. You know what I'm saying? So she had plenty of choices, and I don't think she like anybody messing with her freedom or her autonomy to do certain things. So don't get it twisted. Like they would fight, but my grandma was winning. Okay, she was doing what she had to do.
Wow.
So,
I don't want to say what
it's
I'm
different.
thinking about your grandpa. I don't want to say what I'm thinking about your grandpa.
And also-
so let's just move on.
Yeah,
No, Max, you mentioned something, and I want to also say, I don't know if you're saying this, and I no disrespect to Lurleen Dixon. We should throw her picture up right here. But I will say, there's a thing in Jamaica, and it's called a jacket. If y'all don't know, try what a jacket is. If you ever heard a Jamaican or a Caribbean person say a jacket, that is women that were doing them back in the days too. And you have a whole husband, and he don't know that that's not his kid. They call that a jacket. The kid is a jacket.
Blood clot.
That exists.
That might explain.
That
it.
exists. So you're saying that there was an options match. Like, she may have had
That's what I'm
options.
trying to
You
tell
know
you.
what I'm saying?
just not an option to leave.
Obviously, them niggas wasn't paying
Yeah.
the bill, so you know.
Right. She had to keep
Right, he was
that
taking
jacket
care
was
home,
keeping her
in
warm.
my opinion, not only that, and then she has her kids. You gotta remember, back then mentality was, oh, I don't want my kid. Like, you want to stay together for the kids. Although the kids is gonna see and be traumatized, but that wasn't the way of thinking back then. Nobody thought about trauma or mental health or any of those things pertaining to the children. It was just for what the children can see. Oh, I want them to see mom and dad still together. You know what I mean? Not realizing, still together, but y'all fighting every day. That's impacting us. That wasn't the thought process back then.
Yeah, I mean, and I agree with that. I feel like how many miserable baby boomers there were out there that stayed together for the kids.
Oh gosh,
fucking
they wasn't even sleeping in the same room.
miserable.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, honey. I'm sorry. What did I land on? Boys in the Hood.
Remember the honeymooners?
Yeah.
Even the honeymooners, what's the other one? Lucy and Des, they were
Ricardo.
sleeping in separate beds. You know what I mean? They weren't even sleeping in the same bed.
That was the thing that they did, though. That was the thing that they did. My grandfather and grandmother did the same thing. They had two separate twin size beds. I thought I didn't think it was weird as a kid, but as I got older, I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, why y'all sleep together?
Because they stay together, but not you're not always happy.
Yeah.
So I mean, let's unpack this a little bit more. Are we saying that?
Oh, geez.
Are we saying that love is not meant to be forever based on our grandparents? Like, are we saying that it might be a possibility that it might not be forever?
I'm saying that sometimes we fall in love for the wrong. We call it love for the wrong reasons. And we stay together for the wrong reasons, even when the love is gone. And I think that happened a lot back then, and it still happens, but not as much today.
People getting divorces, yeah.
Yeah, people getting divorces at a way higher rate now. But I feel like back then, they stayed together and called it love, but it wasn't. Like, it was them just, it was survival, bro. It wasn't love.
And commitment.
Yeah.
And also commitment, too.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, they'll say, well, I'm committed to this person. I'm committed to my family. And so I'm going to stay, even though it's hard, even though it's bad, even though it's, because it has its ups and downs, you know? Like you said. And I love what Flash said about, Miss Dixon. She's still gonna bust his ass and then show him love and care and respect and serve him. You know what I mean? And the family. She knew her role, and everybody knew their roles. You know what I mean? And I think that's something that's missing.
I don't know. I just feel
Okay,
like
no?
in that instance, you just suffering in silence, though. You know what I mean?
I agree, Mash. I agree.
You're just suffering, and you're just gonna deal with it for somebody else's sake. That's crazy to me. I couldn't see that being a lifestyle that would work for me, but I understand how it works for others.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree with you.
I'm gonna just say, like, I'm a little bit in a disagreement, not all the way, but I don't feel like love has to look perfect all the time either. I feel like people are going to go through their times and places where it's like, I don't really fuck with you right now. And I don't think that means that you don't love the person. It just means that you're being honest with just where you are at the moment. And even if you're mad at your person or whatnot, some people have different type of resolves in terms of, I don't want to say punishment, because once again, we all got some people have thicker skins than other people, just based on your era. They say same shit about NBA. Oh, this era tougher than this era. And it just be like, nah, we just learn different and we love different. I don't want to ever downplay somebody's ability to know what love was for them, because maybe that was love and we just look at it only on the outside, but who knows what the fuck is going on when you in your own shit. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yo, can we take a minute to shout out?
We can call anything love.
I'm sorry. Can we take a minute to get your grandfather's name out here, because he's the real fucking
He's the real G to stay around, stick around.
This nigga was dealing with her being out these
What's his
streets,
name?
messing around with other niggas, and then have to argue to get his meal made at home, and he stayed. That nigga's the real star of the story. I'm just saying.
My bitch runs the street at night, and I can't sleep. I can't sleep. I'm saying my bitch.
Nah, he didn't have to argue for his meal. She knew her role.
I mean, they didn't end up staying together, and that was my Uncle Sonny, and he a tough one too, because he.
Uncle Sonny?
Yeah,
you call your grandpa Uncle Sonny?
It's a name because we had different type of. It's a Jamaican thing.
You know that they say Jamaicans don't never be called by their real name anyway.
Sounded more and more like a jacket.
Uncle
Sounded
Daddy.
more and
Uncle
more
Daddy.
like a
No.
jacket.
No. The reason why, because that's not my That's my
grandfather, right? Their step
we
grandfather.
we call it, yeah, it's like a step grandfather, yeah.
Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah, thank
so
you, Mo.
so
Yeah.
yo,
It's weird,
Yo,
it's
I got-
weird, it's weird, it's weird.
go ahead,
Swear.
man. Yo, but